Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. Back tonight for round 6 of the P1RCs GT3 World Sprint Series. So we had a week off due to the Euros last week. Obviously we didn't win, but never mind. But yeah, we're back this week with round 6 live from Bathurst or Mt Panorama, depending how you recognise this circuit. Over there in Australia, it's a great big power circuit, some long straights to negotiate. Bit of a tricky section over the top of the mountain as well. Easy to get caught out over the top of the hill, to get that right foot down a little bit too early around some of these corners. You can have this thing stepping out all over the place, especially just coming back down the hill through the sort of corkscrewy twisty area. Can be very tricky. So that's the circuit you can see on screen. Don't look at the top there, it does say Tokyo Express CC. That's wrong, that's from last week, but the settings are the same. So it's a 5-minute qualifier, a 15-minute race, full start, grid start as well for race 1. Tyre and fuel is at ×1. We then jump into a second race tonight, which is another 15-minute reverse grid. It should be a rolling start as well. It doesn't always work out. Sometimes they forget. Sometimes they forget to do a rolling start. But it's been good so far, so we'll see. That just does help stop any chaos into sort of turn 1. It keeps the cars a little bit further apart. Slower drivers obviously at the front. And once they finish race 2, wherever they finish in race 2, that will be their start positions for race 3. And that's, again, that will turn back into a grid start, false start and grid start, penalties on, and fuel is jumped up to ×3 for race 3. They do have to use a set of mediums at some point throughout the night. If they use them in race 1, they have to qualify on that tyre as well. Just keeps it a little bit fairer. We don't want them qualifying on a set of mediums, a set of softs, doing a really good lap, getting themselves up front and then slowing the whole field down with a set of mediums. That's a little bit naughty. So BOP is on, that's a balance of power. That means nothing can be changed. All the cars are set up so they should have generally the same power and weight ratios. Brake balance they can play with. Corner cutting is set on light as well, so they will pick up penalties if they decide to go and cut some corners here. Points wise, let's have a look. It is Mocking Weeks still leading the way, but nipping at his heels now is Dylan, coming into the last couple of rounds. 293 points on board for Mocking Weeks, 284 for Dylan. He could even go for the overtake and take top spot this week if he gets good results over Mockins. So Pilgrim's in 3rd with 218, Obi-Wan in 4th with 208 points, Skippy in 5th with 186, Tyre Slayer 6th with 184, 7th for Apache with 177, 8th for DDR Jonesy, he's got 148 points. We've got Thomas Cook with 133 points in 9th. Manny 10th with 115 points. Dodger in 11th with 111 points, fittingly. Bo and lots of numbers is on 110 points in 12th, right alongside Ricky J. Both drivers there on 110 points. Fudder in 13th then with 95 points, and P1 Don in 14th with 92 points. So still have t-shirts and stickers available, people. Only got mediums and smalls in the t-shirts now, so the smalls probably best for kids or very, very small adult humans. But plenty of stickers available if you want any of those. Hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com. Right, let's get ourselves in. Let me turn some sound on so I don't forget. Right, so qualifying underway then. Let's get the nonsense on quickly. So, out lap done. Hot laps just started then. Pilgrim leading us round in the bright yellow Mercedes. So So tricky circuit this one. Difficult to get it stopped in that particular set of corners. Up and over the hill, another tricky right-hander coming up now. Always wants to push you out into the wall on the outside. Great big pile of curb, carrying a lot of speed through this one as well. It can just backing off the throttle, keeping it out of that wall on the right. Again, just a little lift through this next left-hander. Oh, maybe a little bit wide there for Pilgrim. Now into this tricky downhill section, just smashing it through the gears on the way down. It's almost dropping it a gear per corner as you come through there, otherwise it just unsettles the car and gets the back end spinning. Again, another tricky corner this one, just getting it stopped before that left hand elbow, and then all the power running down the hill. Onto the Conrod straight then, full tilt down here. Racing mediums on for Pilgrim in this qualifying session, so he'll start race one on that medium tyre. Full tilt through the kink to the right as well. You used to go straight on there, but they turned it into this little section here to stop people dying, I think, because the Australians are mental. They do like their V8s. Down the hill then, past the pit entrance, down to this final corner. 90-degree left-hander. Again, easy to just get it a little bit too early on the power, running out wide onto that grass on the right-hand side, and spin yourself round. So, first of the hot laps in then, 2:05.2 for Pilgrim. But he's been pipped by a few drivers now. Mocking Weeks takes top spot for the time being, 2:01.8. Forgot what you were driving, Mitsubishi, that's right. Time he's on top spot. This lap's thrown in the bin, so he won't get another one if it's just a 5-minute qualifier. Bowes managed to get himself second position on the grid so far. Again, still drivers got to complete these laps before we know where we are. Obi into third then in the Corvette. Skippy also in a Corvette. This is his home circuit. No great big Holden for you to drive, not in the GT3 class I don't think. Monaro. Fourth then for Skippy. Pilgrim, we did this little section with him. He's currently in fifth on the grid. Again, that final lap board being flashed in the top left hand side of the screen, so it's all or nothing now for these grid positions. Apache in the Mercedes as well, sitting in sixth, slamming it down the gears, coming through this set of S's. Through there, Captain Pugwash in seventh, just coming into those S's himself in the little Peugeot. Ricky J in the Subaru, just coming over the top of the hill. Just dropping it through those gears, coming down this steep incline. Oh, a little bit of a drift on the way through there for Ricky. Manages to hold on to it. Looks like Captain Pugwash might have got it wrong through there as well. So 9th for Tyre Slayer. Dodger in 10th. Footer 11th. And Manny 13th. Footer's actually crossed the line. So he takes his final position then. Mockinweek stays on pole for the time being. Let's just see if anybody else can come across the line and take that off him. Bow stays in second for the time being. Pilgrim goes a little bit quicker from 5th to 3rd. Skippy takes 4th position here at Bathurst. Apache 5th. Obi across the line, he's in 6th. Manny takes 7th position. Tyre Slayer 8th. Captain Pugwash coming up to the line now. It's a slow lap, so it's not going to do him any better. He's going to stay in 9th, and Ricky J stays 10th. We've got the Dodger in 11th and Footer in 12th. They are final positions for race 1. There they are, official on the screen. Mockin taking that top spot then, pole position for him. Bo 2nd, Pilgrim 3rd, Skippy 4th, Patchy 5th, Obi-Wan in 6th, Manny 7th, Tyre Slayer in 8th, Captain Pugwash 9th, Ricky J in 10th, P1 the Dodger in 11th, and Footer bringing up the rear in the Alpha 4C. So that's grid positions for race 1. Let's see how we get on here then. Okay, race 1 just about to get underway. Again, tricky circuit this one, Bathurst, especially as there'll be... Oh, that's practice mocking. I thought you were putting it into race mode. Hopefully they can all get around the first few corners cleanly enough that we can get race 1 underway. Why is it going straight back to practice? What's going on, mocking? I've got major lobby issues. What's the hold up? No settings have been changed. Somebody got the wrong tyres on. So I don't have to tick the green tick, otherwise I end up entering the race. We don't want to be doing that. As awesome as I am behind the wheel, awesome I am. Come on then, let's get this. Why are we dropping back into practice all the time? By the way, people, like I've said in my last few streams, people were hearing this and accusing me of doing things. It's not a bong, all right? It's not a bong. It's just a water bottle with a bubbly bit. Surely you'd hear me cracking up a lighter if it was a bong. Also not a bong. Aha, okay, the race is getting underway now then. No idea what was going on there. I think some drivers maybe not entered. Possibly had the wrong tyres on, I'm not too sure. But looks like we're getting race 1 underway pretty much now. Right, so let's see how we got on then. Mocking Week's got pole position. Can he hold on to it into turn 1? He needs a good start. The lights go on then. Wait for race 1 to kick off. It's a great start. A little bit of wheel spin by Mocking, but it has fired him down the street a little bit. It's got him ahead of the Porsche. Mocking through turn 1 then. Let's see. Oh, Apache runs a little bit wide. Slows him down a little bit. Obi-Wan and Pilgrim battling out for 3rd and 4th. Bo's managed to get through the KRCs up and away then. Mocking Weeks leads, Bo 2nd. Pilgrim should hold the lead coming into this next corner. He's got the inside line. Obi's going to have to back out. And does. Obi stays 4th then. Skippy carries the speed into that corner, looking to get past Obi. Sitting in 5th at the minute. Track a little bit tight through here. Maybe needs to wait till it opens up a little bit. Manny in 6th then. One Corvette getting a little squiff on round the corner. Oh, Apache gets his Mercedes sideways and dips it into the wall. Picked a little bit of front end damage up and goes a little bit slow as he gets himself out of the way and back on track. Footer Engineering just coming through that corner as well, just trying to avoid Apache, and he's picked up a little bit of front end damage as well. Both drivers at the back then, medium tyres on for both of them. And damage on board then. Mocking Weeks through the S's down the hill, leading 2.5 seconds. He's pulled himself right out of the muck. Soft tyres on board for him. 3.5. Has everybody else gone for the mediums in race 1 and you're just blinding away with it? Nearly 4 seconds. Oh, Pilgrim then through to 2nd on that medium tyre. Softs on for Bo in 2nd, so maybe just struggling in the Porsche a little bit. Mediums on for Skippy in 4th. Obi on the mediums. A lot of drivers opting for that medium tyre in race 1. Then Manny as well on the mediums. Captain Pugwash mediums. Mediums on for Tyre Slayer. Mediums on for Ricky J. The Dodger on mediums. A bit of front end damage for him. Being harassed by a footer at the minute. That 4C now fully repaired. Also on the mediums. Oh, a little bit deep into that corner though. Slows him down. Apache trying to get his Mercedes back up to speed on his mediums. So yeah, everybody except Mocking Weeks has gone for the medium tyre. So has he pretty much wasted this set now? He's storming away with this race already. But we've got 2 more races coming up. And everybody else will have already used their their medium tyre. We'll only have the softs left to play with. Mocking Weeks at 4.4 seconds on the road. Pilgrim leading this pile on the mediums. Still being harassed by Bo in 3rd. Skippy keeping himself right there with him. Obi not too far back either. Gaps staying pretty consistent, just opening up a little bit. Obi in 5th then. Manny in 6th. Tyre Slayer 7th. Captain Pugwash in 8th position. Wheelchair Warrior. Ricky J. Not you, you're not the Wheelchair Warrior, it's this man, Captain Pugwash. If you just have a look on his back window, he's got a wheelchair swashed on the back. Ricky J then in the Pink Panther down the hill. Oh, Captain Pugwash has got those corners wrong. And that's the danger. If you don't get them right, that's exactly what can happen. Oh my God, Dodge has just done exactly the same thing. It's got Footer coming through now as well. Oh, Footer. Footer got tangled up and just clipped the wall on the way through there as well. He managed to get it away without any damage, but Dodger way off the pace now, having to wait for everyone to come through. Gets himself pointing back in the right direction. Unfortunately, 7 seconds behind Footer, 30 seconds behind race leader. The Ford GT got a lot of work to do now then. Mocking Weeks absolutely stomping around here on that set of softs. 5.7 seconds lead then. 4 minutes into race 1. Oof, where's Pilgrim's got it wrong. Pilgrim's got it wrong. No damage on his car, but he's thrown it away somewhere. From 2nd to 7th then. So it gives Bo that 2nd position. He's got a little bit of clean air behind him as well. He's got 1.6 seconds back to Skippy. Nobody in his slipstream then. Skippy has gone. Obi in the similarly exactly the same powered Corvette. Running up the hill then. Closes up coming into this 2nd corner. Corvette's then bumper to bumper running up towards turn 3. On board with Obi then on that chase. Oh, Skippy gets it all wrong. A little bit too much power coming out of that corner and he's ended up binning it. Got himself back on track, but he's got some front end damage. He falls off the back of Obi-Wan, obviously. And he gets closed up by Tyre Slayer. Tyre Slayer carrying no damage. Oh, Skippy runs a bit deep through there as well. He's pressing, trying to get back on the tail of Obi. He's got to be careful. He doesn't just light the rear end up of this Corvette. Just like that. Just like that. Lit the rears up. Got this thing almost sideways again. Off the back of that fight once more. Tyre Slayer then just 1.2 seconds behind him. Pilgrim made up another position from 7th up to 6th then. Got himself back past Ricky J. Ricky J himself under a bit of threat from Apache running down the Conrod. I don't think he's going to be able to go for the move before the corner at the bottom of the hill. A little bit too far back. Doesn't close that gap up though. Oh, side by side between Manny and Captain Pugwash. Pugwash with the inside line. Manny trying to run it round the outside. Pugwash is giving him plenty of room. Still side by side on the exit down here. Running down towards this final corner. Captain Pugwash with the advantage. Oh, still almost side by side through there for these two. They are pretty much. Captain Pugwash just holding it on that inside line. He's got the advantage again into turn 1. Gets it cleanly through there. Can Manny use the toe running up the hill then? Not really closing the gap. The slipstream just coming into effect now then. Starts to close up. Captain Pugwash sticks his car in the middle of the circuit, but Manny, he's had to give him room. Still side by side, then running up here. Don't look behind you. Into turn 3 then. Still bumper to bumper running through here for these two. Almost at the back of the pack. Manny gets a little bit wayward through that corner. No threat from Footer. 4.5 back. Dodger even further back. Oh, into the wall for Manny. Then 11th, just coming into that section. Dodger a long way down, then 39 seconds behind Footer. He's a full minute, 10 seconds behind race leader. And here is race leader, 13.5 seconds up the road on his set of softs. Again, was it a waste? Was it a waste putting the softs on with everyone else on the mediums? We'll find out in race 2 or 3. 13.7 seconds then as he comes around that final corner to complete lap 4. Just over the 8-minute mark in race 1. 15 minutes for race 1. Obi up into second then. What has happened to Bo? What has happened to Bo? Why are you in 11th, Bo? What did you do wrong? Terribly, terribly wrong. There's a little bit of a scrape on the front left, I think. Can we get... Oh. Okay, I think Bo has just departed the lobby, unfortunately. Yes, he has. Oh, what a shame. So maybe he was getting a bit of a connection issue just before that disconnection. But yeah, he's left the room now, unfortunately. Hopefully he can rejoin and get himself back in for race 2 and race 3. Maybe that was the problem. Just a bit glitchy into some of these corners, maybe. Not quite realising or knowing where his car is on track and ending up in one of the walls, possibly. So Mocking Weeks then. 14.3 seconds over Obi. He's got a little bit of clear air behind him. The two Corvettes then second and third. 1.2 seconds separates them, and then I say that as Skippy comes absolutely hammering into there, brings that time from 1.2 down to 0.5. Just coming onto this Conrod straight as well. Great exit out of there for Skippy. Can he close up on the Corvette in front? Get a little bit of an advantage from the toe. To 0.5 of a second then. Again, not sure it's going to be quick enough to get the move before this corner at the bottom of the hill. It's not. Obi stays in second for the time being then. Skippy keeping himself right there though. Oof. I say that as he risks it across the grass just there. Keeps himself in that third position then. Tyre Slayer in fourth. Pilgrim right behind him in fifth. BMW versus Mercedes. Pilgrim just half a second back himself. Needs a good corner through turn 1. Get the power on as early as possible. Chase that BMW up the hill. Look at this, absolutely bumper to bumper then coming out of turn 1. Okay, working together, the bump draft to try and close the gap to those drivers in front. Might be a little bit late in this race to do it. Now Pilgrim goes for a little bit of a move up the inside into turn 2. Sorry, turn 2. Shoves his way through into that fourth position. Helps out Tyre Slayer on the way up there, but Tyre Slayer has to relinquish that position to Pilgrim. They are still 5 seconds down from Skippy, so not likely to close that gap up to those drivers in front without a mistake from them. We have only got 3.5 minutes left of race 1. Apache then up into 2.6 seconds down from that pair just heading down the hill. Mickey J another 5.2 back. Manny 3.2 back from him in 8th. Captain Pugwash another 1.3 behind Manny. Footer 6.3 behind Captain Pugwash, And Dodger 43 seconds down from Footer. Maybe struggling here. It's a big old wide car, the Ford GT. Just might not be liking some of these slighter, tight and twisty turns. Pretty much 12.5 minutes then as Mocking crosses the line. We've got 2.5 minutes left of racing. That should see them 2 laps. And a half seconds clear then Mocking. Obi-Wan still holding second, still being harassed by the Australian in the other Corvette. Gets a little wobble on through there, 0.4 of a second back, loses a tiny bit of time on the other Corvette coming out of turn 1. Closes the gap back up though, running up the hill. Is it going to be enough before turn 2? No. Closes the gap. Obi goes a little bit wide there. Skippy able to run it past up the outside as he clips the wall himself on the run in. Side by side for these two. Little bit of contact. I think Obi's just backed off and allowed him to keep hold of that position. It was a good fight, but Obi finally has to give that one up. It's not over yet though. Still got this lap and one more. Pilgrim. Oh, Pilgrim. There's a corner there, Pilgrim. Turn that steering wheel, my friend. Pulls a little bit of time over Tyre Slayer still though. Apache still 2.5 seconds down in his Mercedes. Ricky J not made any time in the Pink Panther. Footer in 8th. Captain Pugwash now made another mistake in 9th. Manny possibly also made a mistake. Say that Ford GT does sound damn nice. Just maybe not liking this twisty turny course, like I say. Great on the straights, but probably horrendous through the turns coming down the hill. Mocking Weeks then comes through to complete lap 7. 30 seconds left on the race timer then. This will become a final lap then. Mocking Weeks should have an easy cruise here. Not going to worry about tyres, fuel, not going to worry about anybody else behind him. Then holding second. Obi-Wan's made another mistake here. Falls back from the fight with Skippy. Falls slightly into the clutches of Pilgrim in this final lap. 1.1 seconds behind is Pilgrim in 4th. He needs to push really hard then if he's looking for a podium position in this first race. Drivers crossing the line then. Ricky J takes 7th. Footer comes up towards the line. He's going to come home in 8th. Some of these drivers are not seeing that final lap then. Manny gets himself back past Captain Pugwash then into 9th position. Pugwash taking 10th. Dodger coming down the Conrod. Absolutely full tilt in that Ford GT. Again, does look and sound good. I just don't think it's too good in these tight corners. Track down there. As corners go then for Dodger. He comes across the line to take 11th position. Mocking Weeks not too far behind him, to be honest. About 40 seconds, 20 seconds, something like that. Final corner then for Mocking Weeks. Again, he's absolutely smashed it here, but everybody else has had that medium tyre on while he had the softs on. 22 seconds then lead by the time he crosses the line. Skippy's going to come home to take 2nd at his home race. A hard fought battle between him and Obi-Wan. Again, Pilgrim and Tyre Slayer and Bo were in front of these two, but Pilgrim made a mistake and Bo's connection decided it was going to kick him out. So Skippy takes 2nd then. Obi-Wan comes home in 3rd. Pilgrim takes 4th. Tyre Slayer going to take 5th position. Apache takes 6th, and we've seen Ricky J and everybody else across the line. So there it is, race 1 done and dusted. Hopefully we can get Bo back in the room. Is he back in the room? No. No, he's not. Okay, there are race 1 official results then. Mocking Week's taking that win. 22 seconds faster than Skippy. Again, everybody else on that medium tyre. Skippy taking 2nd, then Obi 3rd, Pilgrim 4th, Tyre Slayer 5th, Apache 6th, Ricky J 7th, Footer in 8th, Manny takes 9th, Captain Pugwash 10th, Dodger takes 11th, and Bo unfortunately gets a DNF. It got kicked out. Not sure what went on there, just connection issues I think. Doesn't look like he's rejoining either, so maybe there's been an emergency at home, I don't know. Could be. Skippy just coming in the chat saying to Obi-Wan, that was fun. Yes, I can imagine you two, both in the Corvette, pretty much bumper to bumper for most of that race, you pet. And again, I've said it lots on this channel, it's not always about taking, you know, everybody wants to win, everybody wants those fantastic results and be top of the table. But a lot of the time, if you can just have a great race, it doesn't matter if you're at the back of the pack, the front of the pack, if you're bumper to bumper, side by side, corner after corner with somebody, oh my God, it's such a good feeling. If it's clean racing and you know, you're both just taking the right lines and giving each other enough space, oh my God, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it on this game. Again, everybody wants to get those top places, but which is fine if you're looking for points and taking championships. But if you're just out here to race because you know you're not faster than, you know, let's say the top 5 in the majority of lobbies, there's usually, it depends, you know, if you get some of the other lobbies, it's majority of drivers are rapid, but most lobbies, I'd say top 5 or 6 are usually sort of super rapid. But if you can get involved with a bit of a punch up at the back of the field and it's bumper to bumper for the whole race, the adrenaline, you end up, you're sweating, you're huffing and puffing by the end. Again, it's just, it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it. Not sure what's happening in the chat, but there's some commentary going on. So race 2 is reverse grid. Should be a rolling start as well. Obviously, we should see the faster drivers at the back of the pack in race 2. And the rolling start just gives a little bit more space between the drivers as they come up to the first couple of corners, and just avoids the faster drivers diving for holes that suddenly disappear, and all of a sudden they're sending 3 drivers off into the dirt. But yeah, that downhill section, let's see if we can get on board with Mockin just to show it from his perspective. Out to the right, swings it back over to the left, runs it back out to the right, little lift on the way through. Again, another little lift on the way through this one. Hammer down and then start to slam on the brakes, start slowing it down through the gears into second. Not quite down into first. Oh yes, he did drop it into first through that final corner. Again, that particular section just catches a lot of drivers out. If you carry too much speed into it, you always end up running yourself off circuit and pretty much end up in the wall if you're going down there a little bit too quick. And if you don't start slamming it through the gears, it's carrying you too quickly into the next bit of the corner and it just becomes chaos. You've got to get it just right, that bit. It can be really tricky. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to see Bo back in the room. He got ejected. I'm not sure if it's his connection or something, but he got ejected out of race 1. He was doing all right. He was in 2nd position. And then next thing you know, he was in 11th. We jumped on board to see what was going on, and all of a sudden he ejected out of the lobby. So I'm not too sure. But it doesn't look like he's back for race 2 at the minute anyway. How are we all tonight, people? Hopefully everybody's doing alright. Been a nice day for it. Don't forget to click that like button, peeps. There's 5 of you watching. There should be 5 thumbs. I'm going to refresh. Swines! There's still only 1. So again, reverse grid for race 2, rolling start as well. Pilgrim just saying, have a good race, let's have a clean race. That gives me, there we go, a telltale sign that we're about to kick off with race 2 then. So tyre wear has jumped up from ×1 to ×2. It shouldn't affect it too much. It will obviously start to cause them a little less grip as they get towards the end of the race. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on. So Dodger will lead us out then for this one. Again, reverse grid. You can see the gaps already on the circuit with this rolling grid format. Not everybody's even around that final corner when the light drop. Oh no, what a bummer. Mocking Weeks gets a tiny bit left behind then. But let's get ourselves back up front. Dodger holds it cleanly through turn 1. Being pressured a little bit by Captain Pugwash running up the hill. Can the little Peugeot make the move on the Ford GT running up the hill? Closing up, pulls out a little bit. Looks to make the move heading into turn 2. And he has got it up the inside then. The little Peugeot showing the great big Ford GT who's boss. Oh my god. Ricky J just deciding he's going to eject himself into the camera. Dodger keeps that 2nd position. Manny in 3rd, then Fudder in 4th, Apache in 5th, Tyre Slayer in 6th, Pilgrim 7th, Obi 8th, Skippy 9th, Mocking Weeks in 10th, and Ricky J just trying to get himself back up to speed. He's got all the front end damage, both wheels, front end, all smashed in. He's got a lot of catching up to do. 13 seconds shy of the pack at the minute. Captain Pugwash then, after getting the lead off of Dodger, pulls a little bit of a gap. He's a 2nd ahead. Cleanly through there. Oh, Dodger goes a little bit wide into that corner. It's all kicking off behind as well. Manny in 3rd, then Apache in 4th. Just gets himself past Fudder. Fudder under threat now. Tyre Slayer and Pilgrim looking for a way past him. The Alpha 4C being ganged up on them by the Germans. Pilgrim not making the move into this corner. As Fudder got the corner right though. Oh, he's had to slow right down. That's going to give Pilgrim a bit of a run on him. Who's that? Oh my god, that's Obi-Wan on the grass. Obi-Wan's on the grass. Dodger's running slow. Manny's running slow. What has happened here? There's a car behind him as well. Mocking Weeks and Ricky J. Oh my god, it's all caused. It's absolutely gone to pot at the end of the race. At the start of 2nd race, sorry. No, Mocking Weeks lights it up coming through the final corner. I'm not sure if himself and Manny running slow, look. So I'm not sure if Manny caused that, and he's now just giving the position back to Mockin. What an absolute shame. But look at this, Captain Pugwash all on his own at the minute. 4.2 seconds up the road on his racing softs. Pilgrim just slots his way into second, then Fudder holds third. Tyre Slayer fourth, Skippy in fifth. Two good results for him if he can work his way through a couple more positions. Apache in sixth, then a little bit off the back of that pile in front, 1.4 seconds. But they are quite close together. That should allow him to close up, as they will have a little bit of the old concertina effect coming into some of these corners. And here it is, he does close that gap up then. Obi just gets himself back on circuit, currently 7th, 10 seconds down. The Dodger in 8th, another 1.5 behind him. There is Ricky J in 9th. There's Mocking Weeks in 10th. Great big gaps in the back half of the field then. And there is Manny back up to speed after letting Mocking Weeks through. Oh, is that somebody else backwards? Yes, it is. It's Dodger. This car really doesn't like these downhill S's, that's for sure. Yeah, it's never going to work down there. So the little Peugeot continues to lead then. 4 minutes into race 1. Coming up to end lap 2 then for Captain Pugwash. 3.6 seconds lead from the Mercedes of Pilgrim. Soft tyres on for Captain Pugwash, so that's obviously benefiting him over the medium tyre drivers behind. Mercedes in second, then Alpha in third, BMW in fourth, Corvette in fifth. Apache in his Mercedes, not quite got onto the tail end of this field, still just a second off that pack. Obi then in 7th, lonely race for him, 12 seconds behind Tyre Slayer. Oh, somebody in front's crashed. Tyre Slayer's binned it, he's stuck it in the wall. Obi-Wan closing up on him then. Oh, coming up the hill for Tyre Slayer. Maybe Fudder was involved in that as well. Fudder slowing right down then, allowing Tyre Slayer to retake that position. Unfortunately, he's lost that to Obi-Wan as well. And there is Fudder getting himself back up to speed then. So it's good to see the courtesy in the drivers, even when they do cause an incident. Ricky J carrying all the speed through there. When they do cause an incident, they do back off and do the right thing, allow that driver to come back. Again, it doesn't, you know... Oh, Ricky J, gather it. Okay, you know, he's ruined Tyre Slayer's race in that respect for the time being, but he's done the right thing. He's done as much as he can by pulling over and saying, look, sorry, give you the position back, just come past, give it. And he's lost 2 positions there. He's had to let Tyre Slayer back past, and at the same time he's also had to allow Obi-Wan to get through as well. Obi has just managed to squeeze his way past Tyre Slayer to the bottom of the Conrod Straight. So back up front then, Captain Pugwash has made some sort of mistake somewhere. Oh, he's just made another one now. Those soft tyres not benefiting him too much at the minute. He's under pressure from Pilgrim, the big Mercedes chasing him up the hill, up the inside then into turn 2. Lead then goes Pilgrim. 7 minutes into race 2. Pugwash keeps himself tucked right under the rear wing though, coming up the hill. Soft tyre versus medium tyre. Captain Pugwash easily able to hang on to the back of Pilgrim. Can he get the move? Can he regain that top spot? Then into 3rd position, under pressure then from Apache in 4th. Obi-Wan, Tyre Slayer and footer getting involved has allowed them to come through. Tyre Slayer keeping himself right on the rear end of Obi. Down through these S's then. Oh, wobble on from Obi. Doesn't give Tyre Slayer the advantage. Not able to get past him with that little mistake. Now the chase is on, just 0.4 of a second in it between these two. Again, I don't think it's going to be close enough. Still at 0.4. Corvette then holding its own against the BMW down the hill. Even in the slipstream for Tyre Slayer. And while we've been talking, Captain Pugwash has regained the lead of the race by quite a big margin as well, 2.4 seconds. Mediums on board for Pilgrim, so whether he's made a mistake on those tyres, no damage on his car. Maybe just a mistake coming out the bottom of Conrod, we're not sure. That does release Pugwash up the road then, 2.7 seconds, as we're just about to hit the 9-minute mark in race 2. A little bit further back from Skippy. Obi-Wan still hanging on to this 5th by the absolute skin of his teeth at the minute. Tyre Slayer putting him under some serious pressure. Oh, a little dink in the wall there for Tyre Slayer. Can he keep the speed going? Loses a couple of tenths on Obi. To the S's down the hill then. That's where Tyre Slayer seems to close the gap up on Obi. Makes a bit of time on him. A little wobble on the exit again for Obi, but again he just pulls a 10th on Tyre Slayer coming out of that corner. Still getting a bit of a tow down the hill, Tyre Slayer, but not enough to make any kind of move into this turn at the bottom of the hill. Weeks then into 7th, pressing that Mitsubishi, getting tangled up in the chaos at lap 1. He's having to fight his way through the field. 4.5 minutes left of race 2 here. Needs to make his way up the field as far as possible. Final positions for race 2 are your start positions for race 3. There is Footer in 8th, Ricky J in 9th, Manny 10th, and Dodger struggling in that GT40, 4GT, sorry. Big heavy lump, big wide car. I'm sure it just wants to light the rears up at every opportunity. So Pugwash still leads then, that gap has come down again. Not quite carrying as much speed through some of these corners as the drivers behind. Mercedes closes up then, a second behind him. Skippy just a second behind him now. Apache falls a little bit further back, 2.6 seconds down in the Mercedes. Through there for Captain Pugwash, but again Pilgrim's cleaner. He's gained half a second on him. Onto this Conrod straight then. How quick is the Peugeot versus this Mercedes? Mercedes getting ever closer. A big wide Mercedes pushing Captain Pugwash down the street. Get down there, Captain Pugwash. Take the win, Pilgrim saying. Go on, I'll fend off the Australian. You just get that little French nail across the line in first. Go. then top three, bumper to bumper, running down across the start line. Skippy having a look on Pilgrim into turn one. Whoa, Pilgrim had a little look on Pugwash. Oof. Two drivers dipping wheels on the grass through there. They stay as they are. Skippy in a good position here though, all over the back of Pilgrim, running up the hill. Side by side almost. Has he got a wing out to the side of him? I can't. No, he hasn't. Pilgrim's blocked that move off. Gives Captain Pugwash. Oh! Second and third nearly. Absolutely lost it. Pugwash keeps it. Oh, he goes deep into that corner. Pilgrim in second, right behind him still. Skippy loses a little bit of time on those two. Apache 1.8 seconds down still, trying to close that gap up. Little dink into the wall there, that's not going to help him. Tyre Slayer then in fifth. Got a great big gap in front of him, 7.4 seconds of clear air. He's got a big chunk of time behind him as well. Obi in sixth then, 3.8 seconds down, but here comes Mocking Weeks on a set of mediums versus Obi on his softs, and he is absolutely hammering this Mitsubishi here, Mocking. He's only got a minute. Trying to let go on him there, he managed to gather it up. Oh, he's 2 seconds behind Obi now. I don't think he's going to be able to take that position off him. Let's get ourselves back up front. It's all kicking off here for the lead then. Captain Pugwash side by side with Pilgrim. Pilgrim just gets in front as they come down to the bottom of the hill. Oh, Captain Pugwash goes to outbrake him around the outside. Still side by side, looking for the cut back up the inside. It's an absolute battle here down towards this final corner. Almost three wide. Skippy's literally got nowhere to go. Oh, Pugwash is sideways. No, Captain Pugwash, he's lost a position. Can he get the power down enough to hold on to this third? Oh, sneaky sneakers. They've all got across the line. Sorry, I thought that was final lap. It's not. Pilgrim then takes the lead. Skippy takes second. Captain Pugwash third. Apache does close the gap a little bit. He's into fourth. Tyre Slayer crosses the line. Then he's fifth position. Obi-Wan takes the first of the positions though. He comes home in sixth. Mocking Weeks seventh position. Footer takes eighth. Ricky J should take ninth. And does so. Manny decides he's going to pin it into the wall. He takes 10th. We just wait for Dodger to come around the Conrod. Does look good, doesn't it? Hey, what a beast. But back to the actual race. Pilgrim still leads. Skippy second. Captain Pugwash under all sorts of threat here. Apache slams it into the wall though. No damage on for him, but he's all over the back of Captain Pugwash coming into the S's. Oh no! Captain Pugwash has got it backwards. Somebody else has got it backwards. Skippy's got it backwards. It's an absolute punch up here for these positions. Oh no! Oh no! Chaos at the end. Chaos at the end. Pilgrim's easily going to take the win. No, Apache's got himself half a second penalty, but he's lost that. He's going to stay in second. It's Mercedes 1-2 here. Tyre Slayer in the BMW's come through to take third. Captain Pugwash, he won't take fourth. Oh, he's got all sorts of front and rear end damage. Skippy's just got rear end damage, so he's able to carry a bit more speed down the hill. So it is going to be Pilgrim then down towards this final corner. Great result for him. Medium tyres on and he takes the win. He starts the final race on the softs. Win then for Pilgrim. Apache's going to come home in second. Mercedes 1-2 then. So BMW 1-2. So a German 1-2-3 with a BMW in third. Skippy coming up to the line. He will take fourth. Captain Pugwash. So unfortunate at the end of that race. So unfortunate. Just got gathered up and bullied by the faster drivers. He wasn't bullied, you know. There was no nastiness. And then just, yeah, a little bit of a tangle with Skippy right at the end there. Skippy getting the S's wrong coming down the hill. Captain Pugwash getting the S's wrong coming down the hill. And it was just an absolute melee to see who could get out of there first cleanly. And, well, it looks like Captain Pugwash ended up with most of the damage. So he runs a little bit slower, and that just allowed Skippy to come back and take that third. Not a bong. Also not a bong. There are official race 2 results then. Pilgrim taking that first place, Apache second, Tyre Slayer in third, all changing in that final lap. Skippy fourth, Captain Pugwash in fifth, Obi sixth, Mocking Week seventh, Fudder in eighth, Ricky J in ninth, Manny in 10th, and the Dodger in 11th. Oof, are we at night? Oh, that's not going to help me or you out, people. Believe you me, if it's night time, all you're going to see is headlights. You might see some names above cars. Whether you can tell which cars have those names above them, we'll see. Especially at the start of the race when they're all together, it's just going to be a pile of headlights and some names. So race 3 coming up then. So race 2's just done. The finishing positions, which are blam just here. This will be start positions for race 3. So that'll mean Pilgrim leads us out, Apache second, and so on and so forth. And it will be back to a standard grid start. It does look like it's night as well. Tricky circuit in the night. Getting those S's right with the headlights flashing around and possibly drivers flashing you behind and all sorts of stuff. So Manny just coming in the chat then saying he forgot to change tyres. So he's run mediums. Oh, and Pilgrim, he's run mediums in both first and second races. Well, I don't think you gain anything from that. I don't think the rules are you can then stick a set of super softs on or something like that. I don't think that's how it works. More dumbass. Sort it out. So 3 more minutes until the final race of the evening. Again, another 15-minute, just a reverse grid. Look, here we go. Look on screen. Headlights. Let's get ourselves in fact. Nice and bright down this start-finish line, but not so bright when you turn these corners. And again, if we're up the road, come on, give me that next driver. There's not a lot to see here. It's going to be a tricky one for the drivers and us, I think, especially at the start, to kind of see who's where. Well, I might have to wait till they're spread out a little bit before we can get any kind of semblance of order through the first few turns. Yeah, unfortunate for Skippy, unfortunate for Captain Pugwash. Again, Mocking Weeks getting tangled up early on in race 2 as well. He needed good results. He's lucky though, because Dylan's not in the room tonight. So he will only extend his lead. I think Dylan was in the Corvette as well, I think. They're looking pretty quick round here, if you can stop the tail from lighting up. Got 7 people watching the stream, and I've got 1 like. Come on now, peeps. You can do better than that. It's only a thumb. So race 3 just round the corner then. Pilgrim's going to lead us out. Who was second? Apache, wasn't it? Yeah, Mercedes 1-2. BMW in 3rd position. Great big pile of Germans up front. Skippy just getting through in the Corvette, and Captain Pugwash getting absolutely swamped on that final lap. Pilgrim tried to help him out on the lap previous, just bump drafting him down the hill. But it wasn't to be. Had a little bit of a spin out, did Captain Pugwash. Cost him a few positions. So race 3 should be starting about now. Has everyone got the right tyres on this race? Is somebody going to do all 3 races on the mediums? What can Mocking Weeks do? 7th position from the back. Yeah, getting tangled up in race 2 there, Mocking. A few drivers getting tangled up at the bottom of the Conrod, to be honest. That did seem to be the point where they all managed to close those gaps back up on the slightly slower drivers, and it all just got a little bit too much. Right, here we go then. Race 3 just about to crack off. Again, it might be a bit tricky to see who's where in the first couple of corners, just while we wait for the drivers to spread out. It will just be a big pile of headlights and car names, etc. There you go. So it is going to be Pilgrim, yellow lights on board for him. Apache in second in the other Mercedes. Got the, what are they, 011 and 013 or something, 2 different models. Oh, it's a good start by Apache. I forgot to put the nonsense on. Down towards turn 1 then. Apache fires his way through into the lead of the race. Soft tyres on board for him then. Skippy in softs. He also is able to pull his way past Pilgrim into 2nd position for him then. Pilgrim in 3rd on the soft tyre. Mocking Weeks in 4th already on the soft tyre. Great start from him. He's really pressing. Tyre Slayer in 5th. Oh, Skippy's got that corner a bit wrong. Oh, see, who's where there? You tell me. Chaos and mayhem through these dark corners. So Apache now leads then. Pilgrim 2nd. He's under all sorts of pressure here. There's drivers all over the place behind him. Obi in 3rd, Tyre Slayer 4th, Captain Pugwash 5th. And he's 6th. Mocking Weeks has been tangled up again. He's down to 7th. Still in the fight at the minute. Dodger just trying to stay out the way of the chaos at the minute, holding 8th. Footer looking to get past him in 9th. He's got a mirror full of Ricky J side by side coming into these S's. This might not end well for either of them. Oh, Ricky J carries a little bit too much speed through there, clatters into the wall a little bit. Skippy, unfortunately, has been absolutely mauled somewhere. He's 13.1 seconds down. Oh, it's his home circuit. He's pressing hard then. Apache up front leading by 3.3 seconds. He likes it here in the dark. Pilgrim still under threat from Obi then for that 2nd position. Down to end at lap 1. Mocking Weeks back up into 5th. Himself back past Manny. Back past Captain Pugwash as well. Dodger still holding 8th in that Ford GT. Soft tyres on board this time for him. Hopefully they last and he can find a little bit of grip on those. Tyre wear drops increases to ×3 for this final race. Fully behind him in 9th. Ricky J in 10th, just half a second back. Skippy still 12.7 down in the Corvette. Keep an eye on that time, see if he can close the gap back up on those drivers in front. Apache still stretching this lead out up front, nearly 4 seconds. Loses a little bit of time through there. Pilgrim and Obi-Wan still having a punch up for second. This is all allowing Apache to escape up the road, and it's allowing Mocking Weeks and Tyre Slayer to close up on them as well. Mocking Weeks into 4th, Tyre Slayer 5th. Oh, a little bit of grass being kicked up. Oh, Manny carries a little bit too much speed through there. There's a little wobble on coming off the curbing and slams himself into the wall. Picks up a little bit of front end damage. Will repair itself, but it's going to slow him down a little bit. Wash we'll be able to close that gap up on him a little bit, whether it's enough to... Oh no, we've got Fudder almost getting that one wrong. Fudder almost getting that one backwards. Oh, and there again, tricky over the hill and down through those S's. Ricky J then all over the back of Dodger, running down the hill. Good position to make a move here. Has he got the power over that Ford? Subaru versus Ford. He's closing up. Dodger sticks his car in the middle of the circuit though. No chance for Ricky J to get through there. Skippy's made up a position. He's got himself... Pilgrim, what have you done to yourself? All the way down in final position. Skippy has got his way through then. Managed to make up one position so far. Is making time up on those drivers in front. What has happened to you, Pilgrim? Be interesting to find out after the race. Back up front then, Apache still leads by about that 4-second margin. Obi is into 2nd, Mocking Weeks now 3rd. Both drivers on the soft tyre for this final race. Tyre Slayer a little far off that race at the minute. He's 1.8 seconds, 1.9 seconds down in 4th. Gap back to behind him. Manny in 5th, 3 seconds down. Captain Pugwash keeping himself in this fight though, just half a second, less than that even than from no, Tyre Slayer's backwards, trying to get it fired up, trying to stay out of the way of these faster drivers coming through as well. And great job, Tyre Slayer, great job. Not quite able to get past, slots himself in behind you. There is Dodger in that 4 GT, carrying all the speed. Oh, Fudder's now got that one wrong. Oh, this corner's these S's are causing all sorts of chaos tonight. Again, Fudder's just got to stay out of the way. Skippy and Pilgrim go through. Here comes Ricky J now. He's got it wrong. He's ended up at the back of the pack, hunting down the Fudder. So Apache's lead has dropped down to just over 3 seconds. Maybe deep through turn 1. Might have to run a little bit slow through there. Obi in 2nd. Mocking Weeks pushing him down this circuit. Mitsubishi chasing down the Corvette, and they are starting to bring that time down to Apache in front. The gap drops to below 3 seconds then. He had a good run, Apache, but these two are piling the pressure on him now. In 4th then, Captain Pugwash still not too far off the back, 1.5 seconds behind him in 5th. And again, big gap to Tyre Slayer in 6th, 7.3 seconds. Dodger in 7th in that 4 GT. Skippy in 8th. Pilgrim 9th. There's drivers all over the place. Then Footer in 10th and Ricky J in 11th. Be expecting Pilgrim and Skippy to be right up there. Oh, Dodger's got it backwards. Oh no, this Ford GT is really costing him. He's just staying out of the way. He keeps it pinned into the wall to keep himself out of the way of these drivers coming through. Oh, what a shame for Dodger. He's doing alright. He's sitting in like 8th or something. So Apache's lead starting to fall to bits now then. Down to 2 seconds. Obi-Wan in 2nd. Mocking Weeks less than a second behind him. Starting to close up on that top spot then. Just over the halfway mark. 8 minutes in. The exit of the Conrod cleanly. And again, another couple of tenths out of Apache's time. Turn 1 for Apache. There is Obi. 1.4 seconds behind him now on the exit of turn 1. They run up the hill, back into the dark, up to this mountain section. Brake lights lighting up the circuit behind him. Obi coming under a bit of pressure behind from Mocking Weeks, still just keeping it right there in his slipstream at the minute. Gap opens up a little bit again through there. Apache starting to feel the pressure then. You're seeing these headlights ever so closer, coming around these corners quicker than they were previous laps. Gap down to 1.1. Oh, Obi piles it into the wall. Mocking Weeks, has that just allowed it? It has. Mocking Weeks has slotted his way through. I thought Obi was coming back at him, but no. A little dink into the wall then for Obi, slowed him down enough for Mocking Weeks to carry the speed through. So he is now chase car there, 1.4 seconds behind Apache in front. A good exit out of there as well to take another 2 tenths of him through that corner alone. 1.2 seconds. Can Apache hang on to this lead? 5 minutes left of race 3. Final race coming from is it Nordschleife? Is it? Oh, Obi, that's cheating. Oh, he's got that corner all wrong. All wrong. He drops himself right out of the fight with the top 2. 3.4 seconds behind Mocking Weeks now then. But Mocking Weeks all over the tail of Apache coming into turn 1. Just half a second between them. The Mitsubishi driver really pressing then. Had an easy win in race 1. Everybody else had the medium tyres while he had the softs on. Got tangled up in a bit of a brawl in race 2 at the end of the first lap on the mediums. Did pull a couple of positions back, but ended up midfield or mid-pack. Oof, Apache then slams into the wall. Everybody just giving Mocking Weeks this position. Into first he goes. Almost pulled himself straight out of slipstream range. Almost. Oh! Another wobble there for Apache. The tyres just letting go on him a little bit maybe. Just getting used to the fact that the car doesn't quite grip so much going around the fast left-handers. That's where we saw Obi-Wan get it wrong. Mocking Weeks take that first of the positions. And Apache's just literally done the same thing, giving him the first position. And there it is, Mocking Weeks then. Apache has made another mistake. 3.5 seconds up the road for Apache, for Mocking. 3 minutes remaining. Mocking Weeks in a good position at the minute. Apache second, being closed back up by Obi-Wan, 1.2 seconds behind him. Corvette carrying a very tiny little bit more speed than the Mercedes down this straight. race happening through the field then. Manny is sitting in 4th. Lonely race for him. 6.5 seconds in front to Obi. 9 seconds back to Captain Pugwash. He's holding that 5th position, but he has got Tyre Slayer closing up on him. 2 seconds back at the minute. Skippy in 7th. He's found a little bit of speed. Managed to make his way through a couple of drivers. Into 7th then for him. Footer in 8th. Pilgrim in 9th. He's found his way past Ricky J and the Dodger. Ricky J in 10th and the Dodger in 11th. Seems to be the place where Dodger gets caught out through this section. Always seems to be around this one. Oh, cleanly this time. Hardly any tyre wear on the front of Dodger's car there. Mocking Weeks then up front, continues to pull more time. 4.6 seconds up front. Oof, he dips a wheel on the grass. That nearly ended his race. These S's, needs to keep it clean through here, doesn't want to end up backwards like we've seen some of the drivers tonight. Cleanly through there, pulling more time as well. No, it's all gone wrong. Apache's made a mistake. Obi-Wan's gone through, Manny's gone through. Apache with a dent on his car. Oh no, he's not got a dent on his car. He has got half a second penalty though. He'll have to lose that coming down this hill. Won't put him under any threat from Captain Pugwash behind, but Pugwash is under all sorts of pressure himself coming onto this Conrod straight. Tyre Slayer right behind him in that BMW. Captain Pugwash fend off the big BMW behind, looking to run around the outside through the kink. He's going to give him, straight past, almost takes off Captain Pugwash's nose, but they both get through that corner cleanly. Captain Pugwash just losing a position then, flashes the lights. Skippy then 7th, Footer in 8th. Ricky in 9th, Pilgrim 10th, also with a penalty and more dents on his car. Dodger in 11th. So final lap on screen now then. We are over that 15-minute mark. Skippy has been, he has crossed the line, so he takes the first of the positions, then comes home in 7th. Footer's going to come home in 8th. Down to this final corner for 9th. Goes for the handbrake across the line. Doesn't work too well. Pilgrim's decided to ditch it. Final corner. Where is he? There he is. Dodger not too far behind him right now. So Mocking Weeks then slamming the brakes on into this final corner of the S's. Onto the Conrod straight. He's just got to press it all the way down here. 9.5 second lead currently over Obi. But Mocking Weeks, what a great race from him. Started mid-pack. Not a great result in race 2. So ended up midfield for the start of race 3 and has managed to weave his way through to the front. Final corner to go then for Mocking. There it is, cleanly out of there and up towards the pit wall. Gives his crew a little bit of a shout as he does take the win then. So race 1 win and race 3 win for Mocking. Obi-Wan coming up to the line, he's going to come home for a comfortable 2nd. There it is, Manny will come home in 3rd. It's a great result from him. Apache is going to take 4th. Tyre Slayer will take 5th. Just wait for Captain Pugwash then. He's going to come home and take that 6th position. Again, not too bad a race from Captain Pugwash. Maybe that Peugeot not quite got the grunt that some of these other cars have, but there you go. Finished the race nonetheless. Another Patronus livery for Mockin Weeks on screen. So there are official results for race 3. Mockin taking that 3rd win tonight for him. Obi-Wan taking 2nd, Manny taking 3rd, Apache 4th, Tyre Slayer 5th, Captain Pugwash 6th, Skippy in 7th, Fudder in 8th, Ricky J 9th, Pilgrim in 10th, and the Dodger in 11th. And unfortunately, we did have Bo in this lobby. He got booted out in the middle of race 1, and that was the end of that. We didn't see him back for race 2. We didn't see him back for race 3. So hopefully everything's all right his end. Give us a shout. Let us know. And there it is. Round 6 of the GT3 World Sprint Series. Done and dusted. Final round next week. I believe it's Nords. Or is it the GP circuit? It's going to be the GP circuit, isn't it? I want it to be Nords because I like Nords. It's chaos and mayhem and fast and chaos. More mayhem. But we'll see. We'll see. But it is Nürburgring. I just don't know which layout. Anyone in the chat want to tell me which layout it is? Come on. But that's going to be pretty much it from me tonight. I am back tomorrow night, 8:30, for the next round of the... What is that? That is the Premier League years event. So it's a look back at some of the previous seasons using different cars, different tracks. I forget what track we're in tomorrow night, but there is a race and there will be cars and you will hear me. So that's 8:30 tomorrow night. And back on Friday next week. GTTCC Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship coming up again. Season 24 something. It's massive. 6 lobbies. All drivers sort of separated into their race categories. So you've got the sort of super fast drivers in one lobby and the slower drivers in another lobby and that sort of stuff. We should have commentary for each lobby. Not always live. A lot of it will be post-race. But there's a lot of hype around this league. There's liveries being done. Everyone's put into team. There's team liveries. There's sponsors. There's videos being made. There's track guides. There's livery comps. There's overtakes of the week competitions. All that sort of stuff. And there is donations to charity as well involved in this GTTCC as well. So keep your eye out for that. That's next Friday, or Friday coming up at 9 o'clock here on the Dark Smoker channel. Other than that, again, Monday night, 8:30. I think we've got 3 or 4 rounds of the Premier League years left. Final round of the final round of the P1 GT3s next week on Sunday night. But before that, we've got the GTTCC on Friday nights at 9 o'clock. So that's what we've got. Monday night at 8:30, Friday night at 9 o'clock, and then the final round of this on Sunday night at 9 o'clock. And that's pretty much it in terms of racing. We've got McGann Trophy League coming up for the P1 boys. I think they're just trying to sort out the next league for Sunday nights as well. Not too sure what that's going to be. And again, still a few more weeks left of the Premier League years on Monday night. So stick around. Keep your ears to the ground for those streams. And as and when any new leagues come up, I'll post them on the page and that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's it from me tonight, people. I hope you've liked what you watched. If you have, make sure you give it a like, a comment if you need to. Subscribe if you haven't, please. And most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.